Hello friends, welcome to session on Principles of Building Planning. Today we are going to study various principles of building planning, and first of all we'll see what is planning. So basically it is the process of thinking about an organization of the various activities required to achieve a desired goal. Means whenever if we want to construct any structure, before that we supposed to have the plan. So that is the main requirement prior to the starting of the work. Building planning is the arrangement of various components of unit of a building in a systematic manner so as to form a meaningful and homogeneous structure to meet the various functional requirements. So this is again very important point. Based upon this, we supposed to plan any structure. There are various principles of building planning. Total 11 principles of building planning, starting with the aspect, prospect, privacy, roominess, grouping, circulation, furniture requirement, flexibility, sanitation, elegance, and economy. So these are the main principles of building planning. So starting with the first one, aspect. Now aspect means the placement of different rooms of a house in accordance with our activities at different hours of a day. It means at what time, at what location, which room we are particularly using. So it is aspect. So rooms should be get enough sunlight and air, which gives great environment, feels comfortness to the particular user. A room which receives lights and air from particular direction is said to have the aspect of that direction. Aspect means probably in Vastu Shastra also it is mentioned that kitchen should be towards east. But scientific reason is something different. But east is the aspect of the particular room, that is kitchen. So like this, this is known as the aspect. So aspect means skillful arrangement of doors and windows in the external walls of a building, which allows the occupants to enjoy the natural gift such as sunshine, breeze, wind, scenery, and many more. So to utilize the natural resources, we supposed to arrange the doors and windows so that the particular user of the structure can utilize all these resources. So this is aspect. So few aspects are mentioned in this particular table. That is for kitchen, east, dining room, south, drawing or living room, that is south or southeast, bedroom, southwest or west, veranda, south or southwest, reading room, storeroom, staircase, north. Why north is there? Reading rooms like this, because maximum sunlight is at the north direction. For in 24 hours maximum duration, that maximum light gaining direction is north. So that's why we supposed to plan our storeroom, reading room or staircase at the north side. Now washroom, that is toilets, south or southwest. So like this directions or various aspects to be mentioned for particular components of a building, particular parts of a building, that is kitchen, dining, drawing, bed, veranda, toilets. So now everyone of us knows why we supposed to plan kitchen to the east. So it's very scientific that whenever sunlight enters inside the kitchen early morning, whenever sun rays enters in kitchen, so that's because of that sun rays the germs gets killed. That's why it is very necessary that we supposed to plan the kitchen towards the east aspect. Now prospect, moving ahead with the prospect, that a basically prospect, it is the view from outside of a house. The house should have proper prospect so that it can give a feeling of cheerful to the people living in it. For example, if nearby your house or the structure which you supposed to going to plan, so nearby that structure slum area is there. So where that area is viewable or not? Can anyone want to see that area from the window or door side? No. But instead of slum, if seashore is there, everyone wants to watch or see that view. So that's why you're supposed to plan accordingly your windows, so that you can restrict any view or you can utilize the particular view. So that is known as the prospect. It should create a good impression on a person who views it from the outside. It must also possesses good qualities like comfort, cheerfulness, security, labor saving, and various modern outlooks. Small projections of the particular windows should be necessary to utilize the particular prospect. So here prospect means it is the arrangement of windows and doors in external walls of a structure so as to reveal certain desired view, and at the same time concealing undesired views from the inside. Which view we supposed to want to see? That at that location you supposed to plan door or window. But which view we supposed to restrict? So at that location no need to provide any type of opening, that is doors or windows. So that is known as prospect. Now moving with the next one, that is privacy. Our next principle of planning is privacy. Now there are two types of privacies are there. So privacy is basically internal privacy and external privacy. So it is an important principle while planning basically a residential building. Now for internal planning, you supposed to plan basically a privacy from one room to the another room. You're supposed to take care during the planning that the particular principle that privacy should be maintained for the users from one room to the another room. So that is known as internal privacy. So for this, privacy in internal rooms can be easily obtained by proper planning of different areas and locations of doors and windows. Internal privacy we can achieve by placing the proper location of the particular room as well as by providing the proper doors and windows. The shutters when open should give the minimum view of room for an entire the particular during the entry of the particular person. So this is the privacy. In this image you're supposed to see that if any observer is standing in first image, that way door supposed to be placed at the center of a room or center of a wall. In this wall, that is a door placed at the center, and an observer opens the door or enters inside the room, so that observer can view this much portion very easily. Okay. So same is here, that is moderate, as you supposed to provide a little bit short walls here inside this. So then you're supposed to have the moderate privacy. But it is suggested or recommended that to gain the privacy, basically for residential structure, you're supposed to plan doors at the corner of the wall. You're supposed to plan the door at the corner of the wall instead of placing it at the center of the wall, so that you can achieve the maximum privacy. So if you observe this last figure, so view observed by the particular observer is very less as compared to the first two images or first two figures. So this satisfies or fulfills our principle, that is privacy. So privacy of a part of all parts of a building from one another building, and privacy from one room to the another room, that is external and internal privacy is mentioned here. So our next principle is roominess. So roominess, it refers to the effect produced by making the best of small portion of room by deriving maximum benefits from minimum dimensions. So very important thing is to gain the maximum benefit from the minimum dimensions. It means if you want to plan a 9 square meter room, if you want to plan a 9 square meter room, so you're supposed to plan its dimensions so that any particular person who enters inside the particular room feels spaciousness, that maximum space is available over there if that room is having the same dimensions. So it can achieve by providing the rectangular dimensions instead of the square dimensions. If 9 square meter area is there for that particular room, and you are supposed to plan 3 meter by 3 meter, these dimensions, and some other is planning that 4.5 by 2 or some little bit changes there, but not a square, exact square is there. So that rectangular room feels little bit spaciousness as compared to the square room. So that is known as roominess. The effect of roominess depends on the relative dimensions of length, width and height of the room. Okay, this particular effect depends on the length of the room, height of the room as well as width of the room. The shape and size of the room are also very important for the roominess. A rectangular room has more spaciousness than square room in the same area. So here you're supposed to have this less area available and more area available. So here this particular here you can have the particular square dimension and here rectangular dimension of the same area, same dimension, that is 9 square meter. But this you supposed to feel whenever you enter inside the room. You supposed to feel that this is less area, but this is feels spaciousness or more area available with this same area statement. So like this is known as roominess. Our next principle is grouping. So grouping, the particular the building consists of many rooms. Inside any structure, that various rooms we supposed to plan. So that many units or many rooms we supposed to correlate with each other with the proper definite functions. So that is known as grouping. So the arrangement of various rooms in a building for the convenience of user. In short, grouping is to observe the convenience of user for utilization of the particular room. So that is grouping. Then all such units should be joined or grouped together so that the people visiting one unit from the another should feel invited or should feel comfortable. Okay. So whenever any person wants to move from one room to the another room, so that people should be moved comfortably. So that is the main purpose of grouping. The dining room should be close to the kitchen, while sanitary be away from the kitchen but convenient to the bedrooms. Like this planning to be there. So this planning is known as grouping. So our next principle of planning is circulation. So circulation means movement within the premises, and it includes both horizontal as well as vertical circulation, that is vertical and horizontal movement. So horizontal movement, various access to be there, that is passage, corridors, lobbies, from one room to the another room. Movement from one room to the another room on the same floor is known as horizontal circulation, as well as for vertical circulations, means from one floor to the another floor, that is ground floor to the first floor or second floor. So for this type of movement, we supposed to use staircase, lift, ramps, escalators. So like these are the modes of access for movement. Our next principle of planning is furniture arrangement. So furniture requirement or arrangement, it's supposed to have that proper furniture should be placed so that you supposed to utilize the maximum room. For a given type of building and for a given number of people using the particular room, particular area, so that we supposed to arrange or requirement or place the proper furniture so that utilization area should be maximum. The room should be planned such that there will be enough space around such furniture placement. For this, the sketches showing the position of beds, tables, cupboards, racks, etc. are prepared to determine the required size. Means after planning, whenever we first stage completed that only plan, line plan after develop plan, then we supposed to prepare a plan where furniture arrangement to be shown. If you visited to book any flat or any residential bungalow, then the drawing given to you is with the furniture arrangement, so that you supposed to feel that wow, this is a little bit spacious or this is crowded or not that much spacious. So like this furniture requirement is very important. So that's why in planning also it is important. We supposed to plan the furniture during the planning or while drawing a plan. So our next principle is flexibility. So flexibility means to facilitate accommodation of changes in the plan of a building in future if necessary. It means in short that a room which is planned for one function can be used for another function if required. If any particular building, any particular room, that is study room, is planning, in future it may be converted to the guest room. So that is known as the flexibility, future expansion to be there, future accommodation to be there. So that is known as the flexibility. Now next principle is sanitation. So sanitation, it includes the provision of sufficient light, ventilation and facilities of general cleaning and sanitary units. So this is also very important for hygiene point of view. So in school, basically this is 1/5 of the floor area. School, the sanitation facilities to be provided at the 1/5 of the floor area. For a residential building, it is 1/10 of the floor area. So like this proportion is there for sanitation. Our next principle is elegance. Now elegance is, it is a grand appearance of a building, attained mainly owing to elevation, which is termed depends on the plan. Okay, elegance means if any person is standing outside the structure or standing outside the building, so what he feels about the particular structure, whether that structure is appearing a luxury, beauty to the particular viewer. So that is elegance. It is the effect produced by the elevation and general plan of the building. It is the aesthetic of the building with feeling of beauty and luxury in the appearance of the building. So that is elegance. For better elegance, selecting superior building material for facing as polished stone, granite, marble or mosaic. Like this material we supposed to use for better elegance. Providing projections like sunshades, balconies, porch, like this, this also gives proper elegance, as well as providing bay window, corner window. By using all these parameters, we can have the good aesthetic elevation to gain the proper elegance. Our next and last principle of planning is economy, which is again very important, as economy means a budget. We supposed to take maximum care on this particular principle of planning. The building should have minimum floor area with maximum utility. It will reduce the cost of building, hence it will economical. So it is not the principle but rather a factor on which the planning is to be based. A solid and strong building structure certainly will prove to be cheaper in long run, since its maintenance would be bare minimum. So economy can be achieved by providing simple elevation, reducing the number of story of the building, means number of floors of the building by reducing its height, dispensing of porches, lobbies and balconies. So by all these parameters we can reduce the budget of the particular project, or we can gain the economy. If you have pocket full of money, then you can go for the aesthetic look, that is proper elegance, luxury. If you have sufficient amount, sufficient budget, then only you can suggest these things. But if you want to go for economical construction, that is optimum use of the area with the less resources. So these are the principles of planning. So now we stop here. Thank you for listening. So soon we'll meet with the next session. Thank you again.